Well, hello there, people with internet, and hello again. I am TheMBmulti, and welcome to part 2 of my Let's Play Doki Doki Encore. In the previous episode, we started the mod, of course. We decided to start on Sayori's route this time, because I always start on Yuri's route, so I'll start on Sayori's route for now. And we had some pretty heartfelt, I guess that's the correct word for it, interactions with Sayori already, where she already values that she's not contributing anything to our friendship / relationship, and she just has a bit of a hard time sometimes. But it's going alright, and now a dark, mysterious, eerie voice echoes in my head. What is this? Who is this? I think it's just funny how anyone can do something and have it completely blow up in their face. It becomes a real inconvenience, doesn't it? Oh, I just drank like a soda can, and because it's like sparkling, like when you when you burp, it like, well, at least for me it does. It like you can feel like the sparkles going through your nose. It's very weird. So I really shouldn't have drank that before I started recording, but okay. You would think that little inconvenience would just make you stronger as a person. That it's just nothing more than a little obstacle in your life. Until you realize the cruel, cold truth. You aren't even a person. You barely exist at all. Just a window into our sad little existence. It really calls into question what you believe to be reality, does it not? And I've come to realize just how fake this world really is. But I know how to make it real. Just for us. And you're not helping things. It's your choice on how easy you want to make this for us. Every choice you make either moves us closer together or further apart. Farther apart. Who is this It's Monika. Come on. What the hell are they talking about? If it wasn't for my little screw up, none of this would be happening right now. Matter of fact, we'd be almost together by now. Had things gone my way. At least some of what I intended to have happen made it through somehow. Oh well, I guess I'll just have to try something else. And now, I know how to do that. You want to find out what should have happened? A door suddenly appears before me. Open it. This is what was meant to be. I can't control my actions at this point. It feels as if I'm being controlled. My body floats over to the door. Oh god. Yeah, I gently open the door. What the hell? What the hell? What the fuck is this? Is this real? Sayori? No, she wouldn't. She would never do something like this. No, this can't be. This is just a bad dream. I'm having a bad dream. You're lucky that this is a dream. This is what ultimately should have happened. But reality changed. And she lives. For now. You're putting me in a box by spending time with her. Do us both a favor. Stay away from Sayori. Let her die. She's not worth it. Let her suffer. Let her die. ... End quotation. I wake up startled, my heart pounding rapidly as my lungs struggle for air. I finally gasp as I quickly open my eyes to find the world around me nothing but haze. I feel sweat running all over my body as if I just come out of a sauna. My room isn't even that warm. I let out a few coughs as I prop myself up to take a few deep breaths. I rub my eyes in an attempt to clear my vision. After a few blinks, I'm able to see normally again. What the hell was that? I wearily say to myself. I feel a sudden rush of pain hit my forehead as I attempt to recall the horrific sight I saw. I quickly clutch my head in an effort to control the pain. Fortunately, after a few moments, the pain subsides to a bearable level. Well, this day's already off to a great start. I tried to purge what I saw last night from my memory, but I still feel like I can see Sayori hanging. It's rather unsettling. I used to have nightmares when I was little, but I don't remember ever having this kind of reaction. Usually I just wake up crying and run over to my parents' room. Well, granted, I can't do that so much now, considering they're away for the time being. Nor would they want a high schooler running over dramatically into their room. That'd be quite the sight for them to see. They probably would have thought that they failed to raise me. I look over at my alarm clock. Well, I don't have to get up for a few more minutes, but after that experience I might as well get up now. I slowly get out of bed and start my usual morning routine. But Monika, now I also understand why Yuri was acting that way in the previous episode, because Monika is still going. She still has power and she's still not afraid to use it, so that's why Yuri was still a little bit off and not her normal self. It's because Monika is there's still traces there from Monika's interference. After getting my stuff ready for school, I head downstairs to the kitchen to fix myself a quick breakfast. After how I woke up, I think I'd rather go with something simple. I reach for the kitchen cabinet to grab my favorite brand of cereal and quickly grab some milk from the fridge. As I sit down, I try to wrap my head around my nightmare. Let her die. I scoff to myself. The hell is that supposed to mean? Who's her? Sayori? Why on earth would I do that? More importantly, why would I let anyone die? I honestly don't know what was worse, the voice or what I saw. Just thinking about that voice sends another cold chill running down my spine. It was distorted. I couldn't quite make out who was talking. It was Monika. Though I could definitely tell that it was a woman's voice that spoke to me. But whoever was talking, it sounded like they were going insane. Maybe I'm that one going insane. Why am I sitting here trying to interpret this random dream? It's not like it'll happen again. Well, I look at my watch. Oh shoot, I'm gonna be late. I quickly eat my breakfast and rush outside to meet Sayori. As soon as I step outside, I feel a cold, gentle breeze flow through my hair as if the day were greeting me. Granted, everyone's had wind blown in their face before, but this time it feels welcoming. Yeah, well, that'd be the first time that Mother Nature's ever welcomed me. Though it's slightly cooler than yesterday because of the breeze, it's nothing I can't manage. I just hope I can get my mind off of the lingering effects of that dream as soon as possible. As if the world was listening to my prayers, out of the corner of my eye I see Sayori coming towards me. Hey, oh, you bastard, Monika. Sayori suddenly pulls me in a tight embrace. I blink a few times to make sure that what I saw wasn't real. Sayori? Heart attack! Sayori squeezes me tightly. Under normal circumstances, I'd be groaning and telling Sayori to let go. Not because I don't like her hugs, but because she'd usually do it when I'm not in the mood, or especially in the morning. But after what I experienced last night and just now, I do my best to brush it off and reciprocate with a hug of my own. Sayori quickly realizes my... oh Jesus. Reciprocation. I guess something like that. Mark? You're actually hugging me back? This early on a Tuesday? When I'm giving the world famous hug attack? Well, I didn't know they were world famous, but... Imposter! Sayori quickly breaks free from our embrace. Oh, come on. The only time I actually hug you back during one of your hug attacks and you think I'm a completely different person. Just gotta make sure that you're still you, Mark. We're gonna play this game now too? Yes? I let out a groan. Alright, what's the question? What was my favorite thing about the festival this year? The food. I answered jokingly. Meanie? You know the real answer. I let out a small chuckle. Being able to spend it with me. Yep. So what's my prize? Usually if I answer one of Sayori's questions correctly, she'd give me a little prize. We've been doing this game ever since elementary school. I thought it would have gotten old by now, but apparently not all of Sayori got past the 5th grade. Well, what? Come on, you know the rules. I got it right, so you have to give me something. Now I sound like I'm the 5th grader. Thanks, Sayori. Sayori suddenly walks up to me. Close your eyes. Why? Pretty please? Alright, fine. I comply with Sayori's strange request. No peeking. Why would I... What? Come on, Mark, we're gonna be late to school. Sayori starts skipping down the sidewalk as if nothing had happened. For a moment, I'm left starstruck and dazed. That was the first time a girl other than my mother had kissed me on the cheek. Wait a minute. I got to the sudden realization that Sayori had set all of this up. Not bad, Sayori. But we both know who's really better. Hey, wait, Sayori, get back here! I start running after Sayori. Sayori seems to be blissfully unaware that I'm barreling down the sidewalk to catch up to her. Sayori! Sayori turns around to see me. I'm going to get you back for that. You have to catch me first. You know that I usually do. You forgot who's the master at tag again, didn't you? Wait. Ah! Mike's going to get me! You can't run! I call out playfully. You can run, but you can't hide, bitch! Let's try hiding. I end up chasing Sayori the rest of the way to school as the rest of the neighborhood watched on with a mix of bewilderment and amusement on their faces. But I didn't care. I'm just glad that I'm still able to be like my younger self sometimes around Sayori. She never really fails to bring that side out of me when she wants to. Unsurprisingly, since we ran all the way to school, we ended up arriving at school relatively early. To help pass the time, Sayori and I walk up and down the fairly empty hallways, though it was just mostly us trying to recover from earlier. I'm still silently processing the fact that Sayori somehow managed to pull all this off. Sometimes I still forget that behind Sayori's sweet, innocent act is someone who is truly capable of being sneaky and making it work when she wants to. It's good to see that part of her hasn't changed. I have to keep my eye on her. Not that I should have any problem doing that anyways. I have to admit, Mark, you're still the fastest guy I know. Oh jeez, Rick. I'm nowhere as fast as I used to be. True, but still, even now, you'd be great for the school's track team. I think being in one club is enough for now, Sayori. Not to mention, I was never really the sportsy type. But you'd be so good at it, though. Well, if I put down my controller and went outside more, then maybe. But going outside isn't on my schedule for a while. Mark. Just before Sayori could finish her retorts, we hear the bell ring throughout the school, signifying the start of another school day. Well, I guess our discussion of my exercising routine will have to wait for later. Sayori lets out a small giggle. Alright, Mark, see you after class. Can't wait. Sayori suddenly gets up close to me again. Like how she did earlier. Does she want me to... Are we at that stage of our relationship? I feel my heart beating out of my chest as I lose any and all ability to coherently function. I close my eyes again. I lean into Sayori. Oh, whoa, are you guys a thing? I open my eyes. I see a guy walking past us and down the hallway. Oh, great. It's Keith. Oh, god damn it, Keith. Sayori backs up and tries to act as if nothing was happening. Hey, screw off, Keith! Aren't you still trying to make that mixtape? The one with your crappy Nightcore remixes? I see the look on Keith's face completely drained. Come on, Mark, Nightcore is real music. Or is this a male version of Natsuki? We both know that. If Nightcore is real music, then our generation is screwed. Keith gives me a bewildered look, but doesn't tease further, clearly trying to give us some space as he walks further down the hall and turns the corner. Ah, Keith. Interesting guy. I turn back to Sayori, who has a rather disappointed look on her face. I guess we do need to be a little more careful about where and when we do these things, huh? Come on, Mark. What? What do you have against Keith? Nothing, we just have different tastes in music, that's all. He handled the music at the festival last year, when we were first years. His remixes were so bad I ended up going home early because I couldn't stand it. Aside from his quirks and occasional moments of cringe, he really isn't that bad of a guy. We just have that sort of relationship, Sayori. Kinda like how we have ours. I see. Well, I'll see you later, Mark. Laters! Sayori and I briefly embrace each other before scurrying off to our classes. As usual, my classes are unexciting and I feel like they drag on forever. I'm fairly certain that most of the things they're teaching us now are never going to be used in our day-to-day lives post-high school and college. Not that I've really given much thought to my future anyways. With the sound of the final bell, everyone packs up their things and starts running out the door in a rush to get to their clubs or get back home. Fortunately this time, I'm one of the first few out. As I stand outside the classroom, seeing all the other students running through the hallway, I'm able to somehow hear Sayori call out to me. Mark! Mark! I turn to my right to see Sayori standing there waving at me. Yep, that's definitely her. I walk over to join her. Hey Sayori. Hey Mark. You definitely seem to be in a good mood. That's because it's time for the literature club, silly. And because I can't wait to spend more time with you. I feel a smile come across my face. Well, let's go. Sayori happily nods and we begin to walk up to the classroom. Our walk to the classroom, whatever. We arrive at the club room with the usual scene greeting us. Yuri is in her usual spot, intently reading her book, while Natsuki is rummaging around in the closets, doing who knows what. I see Monika at the teacher's desk at the front of the room, apparently working on something. However, Monika quickly notices us and flashes us a smile. Hey guys! Hey Monika! You guys seem to be doing well today. Yeah, today's been great. That's good to hear, Sayori. How about you, Mark? How's your day been so far? The way Monika says the question sends a familiar chill down my spine. Kind of like the one I felt in my dream last night. I brushed the feeling off. Oh, it's been alright, I guess. Well, with a little literature, I'm sure we'll make your day phenomenal, Mark. Isn't that right, Sayori? You know it! You guys go get settled. I need to work on something, and then I have something to share with everyone. That's awesome, Monika. I can't wait. Sayori happily walks to her usual spot and sets her things down. I'm a little intrigued at what Monika's announcement is, so I decide to indulge in my curiosity. I turn to Monika. So, what's the announcement? Oh, come on, Mark, it's a surprise. And I can't spoil a surprise what's meant for everyone, now can I? Fair enough. So, how are things with you and Sayori? My mind goes completely blank for a split second until I realize that Monika's the only one who knows that Sayori and I are a couple. Oh, well, things are going well, I guess. She can be a bit of a handful at times, you know? Monika lets out a small laugh. Well, that's Sayori. But I'm glad to hear that things are going well between you guys. Thanks, Monika. Well, hey, if you ever need any advice, I'd be more than happy to help. I just love seeing you two being happy together. I'm sure you do, Monika. I'm sure you do. I'm surprised Monika's taking such a serious investment in my relationship with Sayori. I guess her and Sayori are bigger friends than I realized. Well, it helps to have someone to turn to in case I need advice. I'll keep that in mind. Thanks, Monika. I don't want to keep you any longer from her than I should, so... No, you're fine, Monika. Thank you. No problem. If you want to talk more, I'll be here. I've actually been working on this poem since last night, if you want to see how it turned out. I'll certainly keep that in mind, Monika. Monika smiles as she turns her head back to the teacher's desk. I turn to face the rest of the room, with everyone doing their respective activities. Well, it makes no sense for me to stand out in the open like this. Oh, okay, I have another choice. Okay, who should I hang out with? I mean, Yuri really wanted to read together. But yeah, we're spending time with Sayori, of course we are. I decided to see how Sayori was doing. Of course. Fuck you and your threats, Monika. I don't know if this is the right choice or not, but you're not intimidating me to stop me from spending time with Sayori. And I get to listen to Dreams of Love and Literature, so that's good in my book. Hey, Sayori. Oh, hey, Mark. Sayori smiles as I take a seat next to her. So what were you asking Monika about? Oh, I just wanted to see if I could get a little peek at what her announcement is going to be. Mark, she's going to tell all of us, you know? It's not nice to be nosy. Haha, I know. That's so like you, though. I let out a small chuckle. I guess some things never change, do they? Yeah, I guess not. Sayori looks off to the front of the room. So, how have things been with you today? I guess things have been alright. Though I don't know if things have really changed or not. Sayori's voice trails off. I just still feel the same. I gently take Sayori's hand. Sayori, look at me. Sayori looks at me as tears well within her eyes. What's wrong? I don't know, Mark. What do you mean? Sayori nervously swallows. I thought that I'd be so much happier now that we're together. And while seeing you and spending time helps drive the rain clouds away for a little while, they just come back sooner or later, Mark. I don't know why this keeps happening to me. Why does this keep happening, Mark? Without thinking, I take Sayori into my arms. Oh, Sayori. Sayori, listen to me. I don't really know how to help you through this, but I'll be there for you every step of the way. That is like literally what I said in Blue Skies. That much I can promise. I know I can't wave away what you're feeling right now, but if being with you right now helps, then I hope I'm doing something right. I can feel Sayori tremble as she resists the urge to break down and sob. Just promise me that you'll always be there for me, Mark. I just need to hear that. I promise you, Sayori. I'd never go back on my words to you. Well, unless Monika does something. The only thing she can do is like not giving me a choice. That's the only thing that Monika can do. Take away my... Because if there is a choice, because I will always choose Sayori. You know that. Sayori slowly pulls away from me. I put my hand on her cheek. Hey, it's okay. You're incredibly strong for putting up with this. Don't give up. I see a mixture of emotions on Sayori's face, as if she's trying to fight back the tears while trying not to blush like an idiot. But she's my idiot. She's my Sayori, and I love her. Sayori gently takes both my hands and holds onto them firmly. Thank you, Mark. Anytime. Lately my emotions have been all over the place. First I felt like I was a burden to you and everyone I knew, and now... Her voice trails off. What is it, Sayori? Sayori takes a deep breath as she holds my hands tightly. Now, I feel like I really shouldn't be here. What do you mean? I don't know. Just the past few days I've had this feeling that I really shouldn't be here, with you. That none of this should have happened. I feel my heart sink into my stomach. She doesn't mean... I'm not doubting our relationship or anything. It's just... I guess you could say I feel out of place or something. Well, I'll say this, Sayori. I'm glad you're here with me. I wouldn't change any of this for the world. I'm glad that we found our feelings for each other. Sayori's grip on me tightens. Hey, Mark? Yes, Sayori? I'm going to rest for a little bit, if that's okay with you. Today's been draining. Alright, do you want me to leave, or... Without warning, Sayori plops her head onto my shoulder. And she's out like a light. Rest easy, Sayori, I mutter softly. I can't help but notice how cute she looks, sleeping on my shoulder. Well, I might as well take this opportunity to get some shut time myself. Never in a million years did I think I would have ended up with someone like Sayori. A guy like me and a girl like her? What are the odds? Speaking of finding... There's no way the others haven't noticed us. I quickly crack open my eyes. I look around the room. Yuri still seems to be into her book. Monika seems to be typing on the teacher's computer, and Natsuki is in her usual spot under the windowsill reading her manga. There's no way that they haven't at least looked up once and saw us like this, or overheard what we were saying, since we weren't really being that quiet to begin with. Suddenly, Monika stands up and walks to the front of the room. Okay, everyone, gather around. I have an important announcement to make. Suddenly, Monika and Natsuki's eyes turn to me and Sayori. Yuri, confused as to what's going on, turns around, only to see what Monika and Natsuki are staring at. Thankfully, Sayori dozed off while we were like this, otherwise she'd be incredibly embarrassed. All three girls are looking at us, with a bit of an irritated, almost jealous expression on their faces. Great. Well, it's up to me to attempt to salvage this situation. Hey, Sayori. I suddenly nudge her. She raises her head to look at me. Wake up, dummy. 5 more minutes like this, please. Sayori puts her head back on my shoulder. I just can't win today. Monika, Natsuki and Yuri all look off in different directions, trying to avoid making the situation even more awkward than it already is. Monika has an announcement to make. Come on, let's not make her wait. Okay. Sayori stands up and stretches. But she quickly sees the situation we're in. Immediately, Sayori's face matches her bow. Oh, Sayori, always putting us in these awkward situations. Oh, sorry guys, I was just Monika shoots Sayori a warm smile. It's alright, Sayori, come on. She gestures for us to come towards the front of the classroom. While on my way to the front of the room, Yuri abruptly stops me. She doesn't look too happy with what she just saw, but she also looks like she's unsure if she wants to confront me about what just happened. I decide to speak first. Yeah, Yuri? Nothing, Mark. It was nothing important. She looks off to the other side of the room as she mutters softly. Yuri then briskly walks past me, taking a seat and joining the others. Well, that was random. I just hope she isn't jealous of me and Sayori getting so close like that. She isn't a jealous type, right? Well, under normal circumstances, not really, but... Well, I don't know what Monika has done to her. So, I don't know.